Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the Niche to Profit Show here on the Vegas Video Network. Woohoo! It's a good thing they really can't hear you over there, Scott. I'm telling you. As you can see, I don't push the controls. I have my wonderful director over there who's in charge of deciding what you hear and what you don't. Ha ha ha. Scary. Hey, today we are going to talk about researching and pricing your items. It's one thing to find the cool stuff, but to sell it, you need to kind of know what it is. You need to know how to price it so you don't leave any money on the table. So we're gonna stop you from leaving any money on the table today, for sure. I am your host, Danny Ackerman, also known as the Danni app, because of my nearly 2 decades in the online selling world and my lifetime in the resale world. And what I do is I help you struggling eBay sellers out there go from being an online yard sale to being a profitable e-commerce business. Yes. Thank you. You know that I know he says don't dog the ka-ching, but I'm just telling we need a more rope. How about the jackpot? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. All right. So on the Niche to Profit show, you will see real-time help with listings. You are going to see some hot sales, some things that will just blow your mind at how much money they brought. And we're going to play a little game of pick it or pass it. So stay to the end. You can win some really cool stuff. We are live every Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time here on the Vegas Video Network. And you can join us, live chat. And boy, the live chat's already going at it over here. And you get to ask questions here on the spot while we're doing the show. So always good to be in that live chat. Today's really special. I have 2 wonderful guests. 2, not just one this time. We have 2. They flew all the way from that other coast. See, I can't just say a state because one of you is up at the top and one of you is lower to the bottom of that coast over there. But anyway, we have Will. I want to say your name right.
Seippel.
Seippel. Okay. Just making sure because I've spelled it wrong all week. So we have Will Seippel, who is the founder and CEO of WorthPoint.com. And we have Robbin Levin, who is the director of resale sales. And you both are eBay sellers yourselves.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. So this is really awesome. We normally, let you escape right after this interview, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to keep you around and have some fun and let you help with some of the other segments of the show. Look at some eBay stuff. So let us jump in and talk about research. So it kind of goes hand in hand with pricing. Of course, that's why people are researching, because they want to figure out, how do I list this, keywords and all that stuff, and then how do I get the best price, right? So what do you find is just like one of the biggest problems with the research that's available out there?
Well, it's funny. What I like to even go back a step, that when I like to buy something, I like to buy things that are different.
Okay.
And so there's an old timer that taught me your money's made when you buy.
Oh, yeah.
And so I look for things that are unique and different. And that gets us into a problem all of a sudden is sometimes you wonder, what is it I bought? And where can I find another one? And what is it worth? And that's often a problem for me, is coming in and saying, even with all the years I've done something, it's fun, isn't it, to find something you haven't sold before?
Yeah. So do you buy on just like a gut feel?
I do.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
I end up with the weirdest stuff because I do that.
And I love people that shop on my site and say, I can't find this stuff anywhere else. It's that you help them do something, but then you have to figure out, you want to price it right. You want to move it. And on the other hand, you don't want to price it too cheap and feel that, boy, I made something different. But you also don't want to get lost in saying that, geez, this is so unique. I'm going to find the one person in the world and it's worth $1 bazillion.
Right. Well, and we're also, it used to be you could just stuff a bunch of words into your title and say what it was. People could find it. And eBay's algorithm has changed now so that if you really don't know what you have and don't put those right keywords in there, somebody's not going to find it.
I got to whatchamacallit. That doesn't help, does it?
Right? Yeah. And unfortunately, or fortunately for whoever's looking, if you list something too cheap and somebody knows it's worth $1 bazillion, they're not going to tell you.
No.
So that research is so important. But and actually, you came and spoke at the Las Vegas Online Sellers Meetup last night.
Yes.
And I didn't even tell you this. Yeah, there we go.
What did you have?
We had a good crowd.
Oh, wow. Look at
there you are.
Who's that good-looking guy with the beard? I like him.
So I had asked a question when people RSVP'd for that meetup of what was their biggest problem around research. And you know what the number one answer was? Time.
Yeah.
Time. I know because you said this last night, it was music to my ears. Time is money.
It is. It's the most precious thing we have.
Right. So how long do you give yourself to find information on something?
I'll first go with the gut feel. Do I think it has a significant amount of value? And when I start saying significant, I mean $50 to $100, because $50 gets my attention.
Mm-hmm.
And that while I don't want to leave $20 on the table, if you're going to research something for 15 minutes and you think about your time, I hope my time's worth at least $100 to me. Well, in 15 minutes, you burn $25. And so, if we all wanted to be at McDonald's, we could go to McDonald's and get minimum wage. And I don't want to sit here and waste my time researching something for that minimum money. And so I look at this and say, is this going to get my attention and pay for a dinner for my wife and I or something? And or is it just, let's do a cursory look and get a place card for how to price it. And I'm doing that with postcards now, for example. And, we were talking last night, it's either a really good postcard, and I've sold a postcard for over $1,000, and there's something significant in that item. And in that case, it's either Carlisle Indian School in Early, Jim Thorpe went there, or it was a postcard that was hand-painted in China. So those aren't run-of-the-mill. And on the other hand, you can get a lot of interesting stuff in the Christmas era. But to me, it's a $15 postcard, $10 postcard, or a $5 postcard, and put a Best Buy on it and move on. It shouldn't take more of your time, because you also have your listing time, you had your buying time, and how much time do you have in that item?
I really love what you just said about deciding first how much your time is worth. And I think that's a big problem. And I would say a lot of the eBay sellers I know devalue their time. And how much is your time worth, Robbin?
Invaluable. It's invaluable because my time is what is going to command my income in the long run.
Yeah. So what is your time frame for picking how much time you're going to spend researching something?
It depends on the value of the item. If I think it's worth putting a little more time into because I think its value is there, I'll put, as much time as merits the item. But I really try to keep it to about 10 minutes, 15 minutes max for most research.
See, I'm like hardcore. I crack the whip on 5 minutes, man. I'm like, I mean, and I pay an employee to do my listing. So that time truly has a dollar amount attached to it. But I really love what you said about, and I'm telling you guys, $100 is a nice round number, right?
Yeah, who doesn't love Benjamin? I mean,
yeah, right. Well,
he's right up there.
I'm sure we can find a few people. But yeah, so even say $100, 15 minutes, $25. It's got to be worth it. It's got to be worth it.
And the funny thing is, every person you'll see in our business is, well, I won't say everybody because it's awfully inclusive, but you say, oh my gosh, I would never let $25 fly out the window, would you? But you're going to sit there and waste 15 minutes of your time on something that's going to bring $15 and do $25 worth of research.
I mean, I see this all the time on the Facebook groups. You probably do too.
All the time.
I've had this thing. I have been researching it for 2 weeks. Why?
Oh my God.
No. And my thing is, even if you can't find anything about it, the basics of what you've got. You know what you paid for it. List it. Even at auction, at a good starting price, it's going to make you a healthy profit, and let it go. Get it up there and just do it. Yeah.
And sometimes there's those items that you put it aside. Think about it. Put it in the back of your mind. I sometimes think in my sleep about something. And they say there's actually proof that you wake up in the morning with good answers.
Yeah.
And that put it aside and come back to it. Don't sit there and let it stump you. And that often you'll come up with the answer later. You let it sometimes sit weeks, and you'll find a friend that knows something about something. but let it go.
Yeah. Yeah. And you just made a good point, having a friend. And I mean, that is the beauty of all this social networking we have now. There's somebody out here knows what that stuff up. I'm glass. Glass is my, and in the beginning, when I was learning about glass, I'd ask people I knew about the glass. And then I started, developing the database and all of that. So definitely ask out there. Niche to Profit Facebook group. It's a good place. Just saying.
You know what's a nice thing for us as eBay sellers is we have a plethora of things to list quite often. Mm-hmm. So when you do get stumped, you can put it aside and go to the next item and, work on your inventory that's already overflowing in your area and you need to list anyway. And like Will said, go back when you're ready because I'm sure you've got plenty to keep you busy in the meantime.
Absolutely. Don't spend hours researching. Nope. We're gonna talk about a little solution that you came up with for that in a minute too, because that's who you are.
Yeah, and I think something, Danny, that's so important too when you're buying is don't only stick to things you know about, because how many times you go into an estate sale, auction, wherever you happen to be.
Oh, you're gonna tell the turkey story. Come
on. Well, we can talk turkey if you want.
Let's talk turkey.
No, what Danny's talking about is I was asked to pick an estate sale, and I certainly wasn't the first person to go through it. And that, but an eye for the usual. This guy that had died used to pick southern flea markets, which, if you get down south of Atlanta, there's not a lot of wealth down there. I'd like to say we're at the top of the country. You refer to us at the bottom, but we're really at the top.
Sorry.
Yeah, Robbin's at the bottom. but it's dirt poor. Mm-hmm. And that I was asked to come into this estate, and that I got to take anything I wanted out of that place that I could fit in my Jeep, which I got a big Jeep, and it was $10,000.
Oh man, that'd just be like
anything
you
I wanted.
told that, and I was just like, where do I find that deal, man?
And so I went in through outbuildings. I went through not outhouses, but outbuildings.
Were you looking for smalls, knowing that you could fit more smalls than large items?
I don't want a chest of drawers, man.
Right,
although I could put it on the roof rack, but I don't know if that would have counted. But I was looking for smalls. Yeah. And I got picking, and I spent over 10 hours in there. It was over 100 degrees. I came out black as soot. And but I found a lot of cool things. I found gold certificates, old comic books. And at the last minute, I grabbed something off of the mantle, and I didn't even know what it was, but it looked neat. It was small. It was carved. And I said, there's a piece of folk art. And I got that and put it in my car. And, we got some other neat things that day that we can talk about. But, I went and paid for the guy to go get a 2 6-packs of cold beer. And we sat and talked, his girlfriend and I. He was a disabled vet. And you could see he wasn't very healthy either, but it was his dad's estate. And I went home that night. And I have a wife that sometimes thinks I'm a little bit exuberant in buying things. And
that's a nice way of putting it.
Yeah,
I get that.
She's going to be on the dark side sooner or later. We'll talk about that. But that she says, "What did you buy?" Well, I bought a few things there, and I proceeded to empty my car into the foyer, which probably wasn't a smart move. And she's sitting there with her hands on her hips, and I grabbed that last thing that I was getting off my dashboard when I came in, because I couldn't even see out my window. I couldn't see anywhere but straight ahead to my left. I couldn't see behind me. I couldn't see the right of me, because you got to pack your car. And I said, look at this little neat thing. She says, what is that? And I looked at it, and I turned it upside down, and it said, a Gibson turkey call. And I said, it's a Gibson turkey call. She says, so what? So I get onto this website called WorthPoint that I know a little bit about, and I looked up Gibson turkey call, and I found one for $10,000.
Dude, come on, tell me what went through your mind at that moment.
Cool.
Like, I'd see a $10,000.
I won't say what other words
like,
went through my mind, Danny, but cool was at the end of them, and there were some adjectives before.
Nice.
And so, she says, no way. I said, yeah. And we started that at a 99-cent eBay auction that night.
Okay, I got to ask, what made you do the 99-cent auction?
That's something you got to do when you sell. Is I think there's certain categories that are eBay are way more effective in auctioning than other categories. There's like fine artwork. I would not auction because I think
takes just that right person.
It's a very personal item.
Mm-hmm.
But you get into things like coins, turkey calls, because turkey hunters are very competitive. And if there's something out there that's related to turkey hunting, they're on it. And I started at 99 cents, and the next day it's up to about $15,000. And somebody offered to have their chauffeur drive over and bring me small unmarked bills. Wow. And I said, this is really cool. And my wife says, I don't care. Get this stuff out of the foyer. You're a sick individual. And
yep, I've heard that.
Yeah.
They're still married.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
She likes six individuals, but it ended up going for $27,500 in auction to the founder of Bayliner Boats.
I know there's people out there going, oh my gosh, I would be scared to death of a $27,000 sale, right? You know,
I know.
How do you handle that? How do you make sure, you give them the item and then?
Well, I have good feedback on eBay. I've sold on eBay for about 15 years. And I have now, I don't know what I had then, but I have about 16,000 feedback. And that it really helps. Feedback is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
And that the guy sent me the money. He sent it through PayPal.
You did a PayPal.
And that and I said, you're welcome to get this any way you want, and I guarantee everything. And that I sent it to him, and he was very happy. But there's only about 15 of those known in the world. Mr. Gibson had the patent on the box call, and he carved it. And the really neat mystique out of this is that he carved it for a woman in Seabreeze, Florida. And think back to about 1920. He lived in the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, probably by Toadsuck or something. That's a town in Arkansas. It really is. And so let's say Mr. Gibson's living up by Toadsuck, Arkansas, and he carved this for a woman in Seabreeze, Florida. Yeah. So a female hunter. And what was the connection between Mr. Gibson and this woman? Nobody knows. A lot of people speculated. And it had a certain mystique of its own. And that, but the neat thing is we had one on Worth Point that had sold on eBay many, many years before. And that it helped me. And, I say, some people say sourcing gets to be a problem. But no, it's not for me. I went back and took that gentleman $7,000.
See, I love that. Because I hear that a lot. Well, don't you feel like you're ripping people off? And it's like, but if you have those ethics, and I would do absolutely the same thing.
And there were some other items in there that are worth significant money. There's one I have sitting in my office for a good luck figure. It's a Moya. I think that's what you call the volcanic stone, but it's actually a carved Easter Island figure that I haven't figured out how to sell and get around the Chilean government. But it supposedly left there in World War II. That his uncle had gotten it. And when he told me that, I said, yeah, right. And back when we did appraisals, one of our appraisers had appraised it for over $10,000. But I didn't even know that. It's good karma that you do the right thing for people. And he's referred other people to me and he's come back with items to sell.
I mean, there's good stuff out there still. I know people worry about, the days of having the bidding wars. And there's good stuff out there.
I get people to call me all the time and, say, would you be interested in this? Or we have a lot of things. And one of the funny stories, Robbin got me going, and she can talk about this, but she got me going on coffee mugs.
I did.
Yep. Coffee mug queen right there.
I'm a glass girl, too. I love glass, and coffee mugs happen to be one of my passions.
Awesome.
So we were up speaking to her user group, and she talked me into buying 7,000 of them for 10 cents a piece.
Nice. Nice. I'm just now, we talk a lot, you did this last night, but you buy things in bulk. And I'm telling you, that is golden if you do that. I'm going through, I did a little video. It's over on my YouTube channel. And at the time I did the video, I thought I had about $1,000 in profit of the stuff. Well, as I've gone and researched those books, I'm up to $3,000.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I paid $45 for $3,000 of profit. So that stuff is still there. So let's talk a little bit about WorthPoint. So what made you develop WorthPoint?
Well, I wanted to, I told you I ran big companies and places where you can have your own plane and stuff like that. And it dawned on me at about age 45 that wasn't me. You know, I grew up, my dad, I told you last night, was a disabled vet. And that he was also a World War II vet, but he was disabled in Vietnam. And that we had a pretty simple life growing up. And I really didn't like what I was doing. And always wanted to be a history major and could never not figure out how to make money doing that. So I was a econ and math major. And that I wanted to get back and do history. And at 50, I quit the corporate world. And I kept going back to what was in my head. And you know, when my dad was disabled in Vietnam, he was one of those guys that wasn't supposed to come back. And he did make it back, and he didn't get paid for 6 months. And I went with my mom from antique store to antique store selling our family stuff and getting offered nothing. And I can only imagine it was humiliating for my mom because these are your special things.
Right.
And you get a dealer that wants to pay you a penny, and it may not be because they're bad people, but they don't understand the item. And so it's not what they deal in, and they don't want to handle the risk. And, you know, it put in my head, why can't we have better information? So that was in my childhood. And that I bought and sold a lot of stuff all the way through my life and through high school and college to pay for tuition and things. And I kept wondering, why can't we have better information? So you fast forward, and at 50, deciding I'm done with the corporate world, and that I was starting to sell some of my kids' stuff, and was shocked that people were buying it on eBay, that people really want this stuff I have in my basement. And the more I sold, I got addicted. And that, but it was hard to find data. It's hard to do Google searches and use your time wisely, because, you know, you search a name that you want historically, and 10 other names come up similar in Facebook or LinkedIn. And I don't want Bobby Jones for here. I want, you know, Bobby Jones over there, that, you know, 100 years ago or 200 years ago. And we talked about a Civil War picture last night that we were all doing the investigating. That I actually went to Ancestry because they're a cool site to do research on people. So people here ought to, you know, think about being a subscriber to Ancestry, because you can link people to things.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Ancestry.com.
Yeah, Ancestry.com. I was looking up a Civil War soldier, and that was the only place I could find him.
Wow.
He was supposedly in the 1st Tennessee Cavalry, and he turned out he was. And I found his marriage record on Ancestry for 1866, which started the whole thing, unraveling the clues. And I wanted something that we could do more effectively. And so, having a technology background, we started building a database on WorthPoint, and eBay has partnered with us to do that. And so we have about 10 years of relevant eBay history for antiques and collectibles. Was a start. We have lots of other auction houses that have jumped on the wagon since then. But that, you know, we started adding items. You'll find clothing tags on there in the next, hopefully 6 months.
Oh, man, it's expanded so much since I first started using it several years ago. And the thing I really love is unlike Google, where you have to, you know, go through pages and pages to hopefully find something. I mean, you can really pinpoint and zero in on keywords, then help you zero in a little more, because you're getting other sellers' descriptions.
Yes.
And it's really a well thought out program. And like I said, I've used it for years.
And we're going to have goggles for you soon.
I
can't
know.
call it goggles with visual recognition, but take a picture of that clothing tag and it will tell you what it is, or take a picture of that item and it will tell you what it is. And
save even more time.
Yeah, because we sell stuff people around the world deal with, and they're not going to call it the same thing.
Yeah.
And so,
well, the marks, and you're talking about the marks library too. Like, you know, I get it all the time. People posting a picture of a mark and going, "Who is this?" Because marks are kind of, I mean, they're not meant to be, unless it's like Fenton or, you know, something where they spell it all out. Tiffany. It's a detective thing. But Robbin and I were helping a lady with a Native American carved fetish necklace, and we looked a little closer, and the, I don't know, what do you call that piece? But it had a stamp.
It's called a cone.
It's a what?
The end piece that we're talking about. It's called a cone.
A cone.
A
Hey,
cone.
I just learned something new. Yay. But it had a feather mark and sterling. And we were able to find that this was like a $2,500 piece.
It was.
And we used Worth Point for that.
And there was only about 10 items like it, and 2 different artists specifically. We were able to narrow it down and really key in on the information. It was very cool.
It was, and we did it in like 5 minutes.
That's right, in split seconds.
Yeah.
We really did it very quickly. It took under 5 minutes.
Yeah. So that's the power of a little research,
And it's fun. I mean, I hope to expand the database faster. We're putting about 5,000 items a month into the marks. And that, one day when we get to be a big company and have Facebook type of funding, it's all my friends and I that have funded Worth Point, we can expand things faster. But we're putting China patterns in. We just added 300 carnival glass patterns that you can't see yet that are in there. We're doing coat of arms.
Wow.
Because that's important on old pieces of china and silver. And
oh, look.
Yeah, there you go.
It's pulling some up.
What's really nice about the tool in Worth Point and these marks is that we have the library as well. And instead of having to carry around 25 pounds of books, you've got this.
Don't let my husband do this because I'm not letting go of my books yet.
You have this fantastic little tool in your hand, and it's a library in the palm of your hand of information and reference books that you can find information page by page in Worth Point's library.
I'm going to post some information over on the Niche to Profit Facebook group for people to get some more information about Worth Point, maybe get a little discount because you guys are going to take care of my audience with that.
Absolutely.
So we'll post that all over on the Facebook page for that. And let's play just a little commercial about Worth Point, and we'll come back and have some fun.
Sounds
fun.
good.
I love to have fun.
We're just having our own little conversation here, during the break. We're having some fun talking about old times. Somebody in the chat, Robbin. Hi, Robbin. Robbin remembers when I first discovered and signed up for Worth Point, and that was, boy, how many years ago was that, Robbin? I was working in your little antique store, had my own little corner back there. That was great fun. We love looking up stuff. All right. How about we play a little Why Won't They Buy? This is where people send us in an item that they're having trouble getting moving. Let me pull up the right item. Where's my mouse? There it is. Ha-ha. All right. So this comes from Suzanne Phillips. She says, first she says, I have several, but you might want to look at this. So we're going to have a little conversation about you having several. Because here's what the thing is. If you have several items not selling, it could be something to do with not tying those things together in marketing in some way that when your customers come in, they not just like that item, but they go shop your store and they find other things. So yeah, she's an appster. We're gonna have that conversation. This particular item is a Sonoma wine cork screw gift set. How do you say that? Robin? Sommelier?
Sonoma.
No, that
sommelier.
Sommelier. Well, that's not how it's spelled. That bugs me now. I'm the phonics girl. Anyway, must be a French word or something. It's a person who gives wine guidance. See, this is Scott. You are worth your weight in gold. Person who gives you wine guidance in a restaurant. I like that. Okay, I'm not saying it's not spelled incorrectly. I'm just saying it doesn't make sense that you say it that way. Anyway. I did a little digging around for these type things. What I found was the term that people are using when they're not looking for a corkscrew for this. They're looking for a cork pull. Which is, let me see if I get down and find the picture. And I found out that that's what it was because I read kind of you can't see it on there. Trust me, it says there's a cork pull in there. People will pay more for a cork pull than a corkscrew.
Really?
Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No
Makes
idea.
sense, though.
I guess it's just a classier thing. So you want your cork pull people to find it. There's also included in this gift set is a wine bottle vacuum sealer.
Oh.
So those are two really important pieces of information to put in that title. So I changed that title to Sonoma. Okay, give me that word again. Sommelier. I'll never get that one. Sonoma Sommelier Cork Puller Wine Bottle Vacuum Sealer gift set. Leave out that SR2635AA. That turns people off.
Add that to your item specifics.
Yes.
Make sure you have good item specifics because item specifics will get picked up by Google Shopping, and they're really important for your listing.
Yeah. Just bump that stuff. I don't leave it out. Just bump it down to a place where let the robots find it, not let the eye get distracted by it.
You have 80 characters in your title, and you want to use those to really grab your audience. So don't bore them with codes and things that they would never type into a search bar.
There you go. And you know what? I'd raise the price. I'd bump that puppy up to $39.95.
A lot of people may want to vacuum too because they're not like me and will sit down and drink the whole bottle or two, but they're looking for another one to put it away.
I drink white wine where it just really doesn't matter. And my husband keeps trying to buy me this expensive white wine, and I go, "Ooh, what is that? Go get me the Barefoot, the $4.99 a bottle. I'm good with."
Not feel guilty because they think they're going to put it away in the vacuum, but they're really going to drink the whole thing,
Yeah. So the other thing is I know it's really hard to get pictures when something is new in the package like this and you're just taking. See if there's a stock photo out there. See if the manufacturer has a stock photo because when it is a new unused item, you can use a stock photo. And usually their photos are pretty darn good. Pretty darn good. All right. How about another one? This comes from Lisa Hensley, who I saw over in the chat. She's got porcelain bisque statue farmer, old man holding bird, 14-inch. Lisa already knows what I'm going to say to her about this title. She already knows. Figurines. Are figurines kind of waning in their popularity unless they're like a Royal Dalton or a Yadro or, yeah.
Names sell in this business.
Yeah, and this is kind of, it has a name, but it's kind of a no-name. It's Marquee Collection. Nobody's really searching for that. But I'm thinking if somebody were to be looking for this item, they are looking for a farmer or old man figurine for some purpose. So I would just change that title to Old Man Farmer Figurine. You could put the Marquee Collection in there.
14-inch figurine.
Yeah. And it's large. It's really large.
Yes.
But the thing is, I did notice, because I make myself notes, your picture, well, now it's zooming. Well, it wasn't zooming earlier. Oh, see, just the first one is zooming. The rest of the pictures are not big enough to zoom. And people, if they're going to spend that kind of money, they want to zoom now. Zoom, zoom.
Want to see if anything's the matter.
Zoom, zoom, zoom. And it just might be one of those items, the hassle factor, it's not worth it. Not worth it. A 14-inch item. Oh, warning. That was a cue for a sound effect there. I know. It's just, we're not in sync. There we go. Got it. I see expedited shipping here on a 14-inch item. Danger, Will Robinson. That's going to cost a fortune to ship. Expedited. There we go.
Unless Danny, she puts that in the FOMO method and throws that into a flat rate padded envelope. And that's
14-inch?
Absolutely worthy of a flat rate padded envelope. If you package it right.
14-inch?
I think it's 16 inches. It's a 16-inch envelope. It'll fit.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. I don't know.
I think it would.
Maybe. But yeah, it might just What she said? She says, no way, she won't do FOMO on that one. I don't think I'd do FOMO on that one. And FOMO, what does FOMO stand for?
Formerly overcoming mug obstacles.
Yeah, it was the new way to ship the mugs.
Right.
Yes.
Formerly overcoming mug obstacles.
Yes. So I just, tweak the title a little bit to find somebody who's looking for a farmer figurine. There's got to be somebody looking for a farmer figurine out there. They got to be there. And all righty then.
I think we found him.
There we go. There he is. Wait, Scott, you want to buy this, don't you?
We can sell it on farmersonly.
He's like, no.
What about farmersonly.com?
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Poor guy's lonely. He has
they
a
must
bird,
need
this. I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I know. I love it. That's awesome. Hey, don't laugh. That could be a perfectly good use for it. I'm telling you. There's a niche for everything. Oh, Lisa knows. It's all good. She's one of my right hands over in the Niche to Profit Academy. So she knows she's got to tweak that a little bit. It may not be worth taking new pictures, Lisa. It may not be worth it. You might want to just let that one go. Just let that one go.
That's important that you bring up about the shipping, too, because my shipping department had a comment for me today that I sold something and it cost $40 to ship on a trumpet vase, and I charged $15 shipping, and the item sold for $50. And so I heard about it for a long time.
We've all been there. We have all been there.
It's called the learning curve.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm telling you, this time blazes fast. Hey, you guys, you want some help with your listings? Here we go. Come on over. We can't cover everything in a 5-minute segment, but we can sure help you make more money with your listings. Head over to, hey, get this, I made it easy. Where's the easybutton.com? You like that? Where's the easybutton.com? And we will pump up your sales and look at where you need to make some more money. All right, how about some hot sales? Right. You like my disco music?
Oh, I love this music.
I chose all.
I'm going to stay here for a while.
Oh, right. Thank you.
Just rock it away.
I'm going to be dancing on the table.
He gives me the hardest time about the music. Yeah.
I told you not to dance on the table.
I told him I'm hanging a disco ball in here.
Hey, by the way, I have a bunch of disco shirts to sell.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that little plug in there.
I got about 40 disco shirts coming on the market.
Oh, my gosh. That's awesome. There's... What? He's a rock and roller over there.
Well, there's a Hendrix one too.
Oh, there we go. Are you good with that? He doesn't want to talk to us anymore. Hey, we got a hot sale. Actually, we got hot sales from Matt Pinkish. Okay, I got to read this. If anybody who's been following the show, I am like a proud mama with Matt because he has been an appster for a while, and he quit his job. He quit his day job. And he opened an anchor store, and man, he is selling so much stuff. He talks about this normally a slow season, and I think now his slowest day to day is like what his good season was a year ago. It's just crazy. Anyway, so he takes stuff apart and sells the parts and pieces. He says this trimmer came from the dump.
Robbin shops there.
Yeah, we go.
That's my favorite place.
I pay $10 for each thing that I get from the dump. Early in the week, I sold the fuel tank and then the starter from this trimmer. Then one morning, my phone starts going off nonstop as every 2 minutes someone buys another piece of this trimmer.
Whew.
One person bought 8 different parts of the trimmer, spending over $160.
Wow.
The extra cool part, as he has free shipping, is that he saved shipping those 8 parts in one regional rate A box.
Wow. It's a good one.
Jackpot! Oh, nice going, Matt. And the beautiful thing about what Matt sells, you didn't have to worry about nice, pretty pictures. You didn't have to worry about, having nice, clean these are good. I mean, compared to sometimes he just takes it out in the wilderness. He takes a picture of the stuff, and that stuff just sells because he sells man stuff.
Oh, that is so good.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So yay, way to go, Matt. All right, and then we have.
I'm always amazed at what people sell. It's just fascinating.
Did you know that Starbucks owns Teavana?
No.
Terry Boyd Benedict told us this. She got these at Goodwill, and they were 50 cents. They were 50 cents. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Scott says for all four? Yeah. It's amazing what you can get in thrift stores that they just don't know. They price a mug as a,
Yeah.
Like
a
the
mug is a
mugs.
mug is a mug is a mug. Let's all price in the same price.
That's right. And they are the easiest, cheapest thing to pick up that people are unaware of have value.
It's amazing. So there you go. We turn 50 cents into $150.
Wow. They're so elegant looking. Look at those handles.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
All right. And I love this one.
Good picture.
Annette Kincaid. She said, oh, this is so cute. She says, hot sale of the week, exclamation, exclamation, eek. I've been watching the show. Love you and the guests are awesome. Started serious on eBay about 4 months ago. Your advice and your guests have been invaluable. Okay. So
Until us. Are you going to get those reviews after we're here?
okay, so to the hot sale. Purchased this from a thrift store owned by Savers. I'm guessing that's probably like a Value Village. Say that six times fast. $3.99 on half off day, so $2, and listed it a few days later for $19.99. 7-day auction. 4 days in, received a bid for $19.99 and had 2 watchers. Well, last hour they went at it, outbidding one another. Ultimately, ended up at $207.50.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And great pictures again. Those are nice pictures.
We're getting some new sound effects on here. I'm telling you. So she says, I had a great description, title, and picture. Just like you always say, I am joining the Academy. And she did. She's one of my newest appsters, so we're going to make her lots more money. So she says, thank you. I say, thank you for sharing. Everybody loves to see this. Love, because there's so much negativity out there, to see that it's still alive and well.
That's right.
And people are spending money. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Hey, we got to take another short break. You know, every time my husband hears that, he gets really mad at me because I sold his keyboards.
Oh, you too.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Did he leave them in the foyer?
And not on eBay. No. We were moving. They were tucked away in the storage. And it's like we only could take limited amounts of stuff. And I'm like, you're not playing these. Well, now I'm going to replace it. Those suckers are like $300-$400. I'm kicking myself. I am. I have to get him a new one. I do. Anyway, enough of all that. He's not in the chat. He doesn't need to listen. Hey, I love it when I have a Vanna we're going to play a little pick it or pass it. So you guys have not been here before. So what we do is I show them a picture of something out in its natural habitat, aka thrift store. And they have to decide, well, first they have to tell me what it is. They have to identify it. What species is it? And then they have to determine, did I pick it or did I pass it? Yeah. So they get to win some cool prizes. So show them what they can win. Yes.
We've got a nice coffee mug here.
It's the Niche to Profit Show coffee mug.
Go. And then we have a fantastic buying auction at auction houses. Sorry.
Something like that.
Buying
at auction houses.
Right? Did it ever come out right?
For fun and profit.
Fun and profit, because that's what it's all about. And a beautiful T-shirt, the Niche to Profit Show.
Yeah, it says, I got niche. What? Oh, yes. He wants you to show the back. Robin, it's like, I can't leave here unless I show the back of the shirt. Yes. There we go. It's got the Vegas Video Network logo on it. Yeah.
And then
he likes that. And the really, really popular,
to carry all of your goods, a nice bag.
Niche to Profit Show.
You need those at house sales.
Yes.
Yes. You can't go to a house sale without a bag.
Absolutely. And I made it blank on the other side, so you just, if you don't want anybody to see,
what you're up to.
There you go.
But if you do, we have this fantastic side as well.
And you can't get these anywhere else. Anywhere else. This is it. It's the only place. All right. So last week we had this lovely item. Yeah. And I guess I was a little deceptive on the size of it, because we had a few people say, "Oh, it's like a footstool." Or, no. So here was the key clue that I gave you guys. Was that when I said it appears old, but is it? Note the condition. Yes, she had a little condition issues. So I passed this one. So I know they get a little tricky, but that's why we give you 2 chances to win. All right. Hey, you know what I'm going to do is I am going to read these off and let you put them in our handy dandy magic covered wagon.
Ooh.
There we go. All right. So we just got to fold them up and put them in there. So we've got Richard Corer says it looks to be a clone. Yes, pun intended. Cloning sheep. LOL. Only the guys write that kind of stuff. Come on. I'm telling you. Of a German Putz sheep. I have no idea what that is. I would say it's just a country or primitive fuzzy sheep with no real value, so pass it. Okay, so we fold these up and we throw them in. So he gets 2 entries for that. Tracy Rutz, woolly sheep figure. Guessed that I passed it. Good job, Tracy. We'll throw you in there twice. I don't know. Scott says, how tall is it? Oh. Yeah, hi. He says, I don't know. It's probably still sitting at the thrift store.
We bought that today, didn't we, Robin?
Judy Beeson, some kind of miniature sheep. Guess that I passed it. I'm going to give you that one. Yeah, close enough. I'm easy.
Be
Plus,
careful who you tell that to.
I have to make up for all the weeks that I missed Judy's entries. So there we go. Annette Kincaid. Yes, 30% off. It's cool. You picked it. Nope. And putting it at Antique Mall first, maybe. Yeah, if I still had my booth, I closed my booth. Doing something a little bigger and better. But maybe I might have for that price. But she says toy lamb sheep from Germany or Scotland. Legs are too skinny and close to be a footrest. Yeah, and it's too little too. But you're in there. Okay, Matt Pinkish. He wrote, we have a picture. We have Chavo. This would be, this is what his guess. It was a Chavo chew toy, and this is Chavo, of course. Attaches a picture of Chavo with his head on my knee. Over 160 pounds of sheep toy destroying dog. I had one of those. I know, yeah. Since it's obviously way out of my niche, I'm going to play this as a math game. The chew toy was $4.99 with 30% off, making it about $3.50. It did not appear to be really small, bigger than a large flat rate box, but not too heavy, so it would probably run about $20 in shipping. So to really be worth it, it would need to sell for $45 plus, and it just does not look like it's worth that much. So I'm going with a pass on the woolly sheep.
Yes.
You get an entry.
All that math.
Yeah, he did the math. He figured. I love. I mean, I read it because really, you have to think this way. Is it worth it? Even though, yeah, it might sell, but he guessed I passed it. So now what we do? We close that and we shake that up real good. Shake it up, baby, now. Shake it up, baby. Let Miss Robbin pull.
Thank you.
Hey, we're getting to it. No impatience here.
Look at this bad sheep.
Magic box coming up. There you are, Danny. Whoops.
Is there one or two? Oh gosh.
We're going
Which
to give you
one?
the top one.
All right. Richard Corr.
Yay!
Richard Corr, you're a winner. Okay, you have to let me know. Do you want the lovely tote bag, the coffee mug, she's good, the book, or the t-shirt? And we have several sizes. So if you want the t-shirt, let me know what size you want. Just send that to niche2profit@vegasvideonetwork.com. niche2profit@vegasvideonetwork.com. Okay, this week. Oh, aren't those cute? All right, here's your clues. I bet this will never happen with CDs. Would work great at a rock and roll party. Priced at $1.99 and I had a 25% discount. Seems like a good deal, or is it? All right, send your answers to niche2profit@vegasvideonetwork.com. niche2profit@vegasvideonetwork.com. Hey, and don't worry if you missed it. You guys in the chat are going, put that picture back up. It'll be posted over on the Facebook page where you can stare at it. Let it send you some psychic energy of what I did, because only the stuff knows, right? Yeah, go ahead and play. This is fun. I love this, guys. I love to hear your answers. Some of them make me giggle.
It's a good thing to do with a Christmas album.
Did
you notice that was a
Christmas
album?
album. Yes, it was. It was a Christmas album. This was Diana Ross.
I maybe rather listen to Diana, but the Christmas album, it might even be the Chipmunks. But
yeah, yeah. Some interesting research. Let me just say that. I can't give him too many more clues here.
Details make the difference.
Somebody, Bob in the chat goes, I've sold these before. Okay, Bob, I expect your entry in then, because you know, right? Oh, wow. I'm telling you, we still have a few minutes to talk. We can talk a little bit. So first, let me let people know that if you are interested in WorthPoint, head over to the Danny, no, not the Danny app. Well, it'll be there too. Niche to Profit Show Facebook page. I'm telling you, gets a little warm in here. The brain starts fizzing. The Niche to Profit Show Facebook page, we're going to post a link over there for you to go in and get a little discount. Go check out. We have a free trial.
Yes.
They can go even just root around in there. There's a lot of rooting around you can do before even signing up,
a lot of
too.
things, yeah. A lot of good tips and research articles.
You have great stuff over there. Great stuff over there. You guys need to go check it out.
Lots of news and resources. Lots of great information.
I was reading stuff. Really good stuff. I changed something for you guys with the Niche to Profit Academy. And that is, if you use the code, I want to get it right, show 30. Show 30. Guess what you get? You're going to get a 30-day free trial over in the Niche to Profit Academy. That way I make sure everybody gets to be in. Yes. You get to be in at least one of our monthly webinars that we do and get to absorb the multiple workshops and webinars that we have over there and get to be part of the community, which is a big part of it. So you head over to niche2profitacademy.com, use the code SHOW30, and we'll get you right in there. You guys spoke at the Las Vegas Online Sellers group last night.
We did.
And we had an awesome crowd, great networking. There you are again. That's the turkey call on that screen there, too.
Sure is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks like a miniature paddle, but it is a turkey call.
I love that story. It's right there. We're going to have another meetup in just 2 weeks. So if you are in the Las Vegas area, please head over to meetup.com/Las Vegas online sellers. And we're going to get together again and talk about cash flow.
Ooh.
Yes, cash flow. We have a chat question. You know that's going to make me have to put my glasses on. Oh, when the next webinar for the Appsters is. Hey, I'm going to be announcing that soon. We usually do them about mid-month. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Gosh, I have so many little announcements. Starting March 1st, we are holding the Ultimate Listing Challenge again. This is where you can participate with other eBay sellers to build your inventory, get some consistent listing habits, and you make more money. We've proven it. We've tracked the data. You participate in this, you're going to sell more stuff. It's totally free. It's just something fun we do. UltimateListingChallenge.com to get signed up. I send you a little daily email with some tips or motivation or something to keep you going, depending on what part of the challenge we're in. And yeah, we got a track record now. People are making more money that way. Whew. Thank you guys for being here. I know it's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to be some busy times coming, but it's exciting times.
And by the way, I would have gotten the sheep.
You would have?
I would have put it with the Biss statue.
He really wasn't.
It's a package deal.
He was not in very good condition. Because he kind of was jumping in my cart. Yeah, he was missing an eye, and it was not good.
He was lame.
He was a lame sheep. Yes. Oh, in case you guys can't see this is my newest addition to the on-screen herd.
Oh, a flashing cow.
Yeah, you gotta love it, right? Yeah.
Smiling, flashing cow.
I always leave my price tags on. $2.99.
I know what I'm going to get you for Christmas.
Oh, I bet it moves.
Oh, I think it would go right with that collection. I have the perfect thing for you, Danny.
Nice. Hey, I'm on Will's Christmas list now. Yay! I love it. All right. Thank you so much. You traveled a long ways to come out here and speak to the meetup group and be here in the studio. And I hope we can do this again sometime because this was really fun.
This was great.
That was a lot of fun.
Just please warm it up again next time.
Yeah. As soon as we get the image surge.
The image recognition. That is going to be.
Turn the heat lamp on and we'll come back.
Are you cold?
It's been cold here.
Oh, you mean in Vegas? It's not cold in the studio. He takes care of me. It's nice and toasty warm.
I'll go get
here.
her something to drink.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. It's warm in here. She's from the East Coast and saying it's cold here.
She's from the bottom of the country where it's real cold. And New Hampshire, and it's cold.
It's freezing here. You gotta warm it up. You want me to come back?
Trust me, it will get warm.
You can do that, right?
All right, we can make that happen.
Okay, yeah.
We can make
back.
that happen. Awesome. Hey guys, in case you didn't know, you can go binge watch all my other episodes. And all the places we put this show. Let's see if I can do it without looking down at my nose. Right? See?
A to
Z. Let's see what you got.
We've got the YouTube on the Danni app channel and on the Vegas Video Network channel where they put all the cool shows. We have got Google TV, Fire TV, Apple TV, Chromecast, Roku, Stitcher, TuneIn. What am I forgetting? No, I got him. Oh, yeah, that VegasVideoNetwork.com.
Good job.
That one gets you every time.
He won't let me rest until I get that one.
That was the end of the alphabet. So
it has only taken me 38 episodes to memorize that, let me tell you. Because it's just really, you can find this show everywhere. Find the other shows on the network, some really cool stuff. And with that, thank you guys once again. Now, go be profitable and make it fun.